Evan here with Tactical Fire Pits. Today we're going to be going over the DIY ammo can fire pit kits that we just started selling. So these are a great option. You got some ammo cans at home, you want a project to do, you know, we made it easy for you. Yeah, so what we're going to do today is kind of go through the kit, the tools you're going to need, and the process should be pretty simple. So what we're going to do is go through the kit real quick and show you what's all included. So you're going to get the propane hose with a regulator. It's got a 20 psi regulator on it. It's ready to hook up to any of your standard 5 to 20 pound and up propane tanks. If you're going to want to use a 1 pound, then you got to use an adapter, and we can show you that later. But we've also got the burner already pre-drilled, ready to go for you. So all you got to do is get it together, and the fittings you're going to need, along with a sticker, a ladder, and the instructions. So these kits are going to be good for either of these size ammo cans. These are our two best sellers that we sell online. Probably the most popular ones you're going to be able to find or have at home or at Army surplus store or something like that. So these are your 50 cal size. You'll be able to see these as it'll be M2A1 right there on the front. Sometimes it'll say M2A2s, but this is going to be your size. And 7.62 size, it's going to say M19A1 right there. Today we're going to be making the fire pit out of the 50 cal size, the M2A1 and M2A2s. On our website we sell these as our OG size. So before we get started with anything, I highly recommend that you remove the paint from the ammo can as best as possible. There's a couple reasons. One, it's not heat resistant. That paint was never meant to be as hot as what these cans are going to get. So it's going to flake off, and it's not going to look good. And if you live anywhere near the beach, these bare cans are going to rust right out pretty quick. So we have stripped down a can and grinded it down a little bit to get most of the paint off of there. So this is the one that we're going to be using today. All right, so let's go over some of the tools that you're going to need in order to make this happen. First of all, some safety gear. Get some glasses, get some gloves to do this. So there's going to be some metal shards flying once you start punching holes inside the metal can. The next thing you're going to need is a drill and a drill bit. So most of you at home likely have a step drill bit. These are the cheapest ones you can get. You can find these at Harbor Freight, Home Depot, whatever, for pretty cheap. You're just going to want to be able to do a 13/16 inch hole. So make sure your step on this one comes all the way down to the second to last step. 13/16 inch or 21 millimeters is what it comes out to be. We use this. It's a hole saw. This is meant for one size, 21 millimeters, 13/16 inch, same one. This one, for one, right, we're making fire pits and we're doing these pretty regularly. So this one is just a lot easier. Don't have to really think about how far down the step we're going. And it creates a cleaner hole on there. You're not going to get some of the metal shards going out. So this is what we're going to use in the video today, but you can use this one. So a couple of other tools, just a adjustable crescent wrench, another adjustable crescent wrench. What you're going to need is this is for when you're going to be putting on the propane nozzle there on the outside of the can. Just something that's going to be able to get onto that nice and good without the teeth of this. This is going to be used to hold the burner from the inside of the can, so then you can use the other one to tighten it up. You could use one of these on this. You just have to be careful, like you might scratch it up a little bit. Depends on whether or not you care about that. If you've got a 25 millimeter ratchet, this works perfectly for this as well. That's what we're going to use today. These are just a lot easier to use, but you can use any of these other ones as well. And lastly, some yellow Teflon tape. So this will go on the threads, and we'll do this a little bit later, but we're going to need some of this as well. So the next thing we're going to do to get started is we're going to mark the point on the can where we want to do the hole. This is kind of, choose your own adventure on this one. What we found is that about 2 inches up from the bottom and then about 2 3/4 inch over from the side is going to get you right in the middle there. And we like to keep it lower in the can to provide some wind resistance. So we're not having it all the way up here. If you do that, you know, the flame is going to be closer to the top, obviously, but any wind is going to kind of negate your flame. So we just keep it just right off the bottom, about 2 inches up from the bottom, right there. All right, we've gone ahead and marked the can, so now we're going to punch this hole. So here we go. As you can see, we got the hole cut, and using the hole saw gives us a nice clean edge on there. So now we're good to go. We're ready to start putting the burner in and getting that all tightened up. All right, so what we're gonna do now is you're gonna take the burner and put this Teflon tape around, right around the edges there. You wanna get it to about 4 wraps on the threads there. That's what's gonna give you your best seal. You really wanna make sure that this seal is nice and tight and you know, and sealed, because this is really the only thing that's stopping the gas as you're putting it into the inlet from leaking outside the can. So once we got that on there, about 4 wraps, we're gonna take the washer and push that down on there as best as possible. It's gonna be tight. You might have to turn it to get it to a point there. So yeah, you got enough sticking out. So there's that. Okay. And now we're gonna take the burner, put it in, make sure it's sticking out, and you want to make sure that the holes that are on top of the burner are in fact like facing up. So just make sure that's good. Give this a good hand tighten. Now we can switch over to the tools. So we got our wrench here, holding that tight. We're gonna take a 25mm ratchet. I'm just gonna tighten this down as much as possible. So the next step here is just for you to paint it up, and that'll be kind of up to you and whatever you think is best for that. Just use some blue painter's tape around the nozzle here, and then give it a good coating of a good like high heat paint. You can find stuff at Home Depot, you can find it at AutoZone, things like that, that create these, or a paint that resists something. You want to be at least 1,000 degrees on that. These cans do get pretty damn hot when you're letting them run for a bit. But yeah, that's it. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the kit. Hope you guys enjoy the fire pit. If you get some good products, make sure to tag us in there. Show us what you got. Follow us on our Instagram. It's at tactical_firepits. Would love to see what you guys are able to come up with. And remember, if just in case that some of this isn't working out for you, you just don't like the way, or the project becomes a little too much for you, no worries. Return everything that you got in those DIY kits in working order back to us, and we will credit your original purchase price back towards any of our fire pits that we make. So no worries on that. And yeah, anyways, have a great day, guys.